An update on a deadly explosion in an American Fork duplex last spring that killed a 78-year-old woman. A final report has determined it was an accident, but that it shouldn't have happened. According to the report, the explosion was caused by a furnace malfunction. It could have been prevented if a Dominion Energy worker who had been working at the house the day before had properly tested for leaks. The road. We are learning more about plans to redesign Smith's Ballpark. Now, 3 design concepts were presented to the Redevelopment Agency of Salt Lake City. The first, well, that one focuses on sports, keeping the full ballpark in place and then expanding its use to other sports. The second focuses on culture and community, partially demolishing the ballpark to make way for an outdoor concert venue and neighborhood square. The third, well, that's a concept focused on nature, completely demolishing the ballpark and bringing in open green space. The one that received overwhelming support from ballpark residents is the partial demolition.
It is not often that we see such an alignment right out of the gates on anything that the city proposes from a design standpoint. And I am surprised and pleased that we're hearing such unanimity.
The mayor and other city development leaders, they will now examine each design and make a decision on which one they plan to go forward with early next year. Well, bringing holiday cheer one phone call at a time, how one nonprofit hopes to help everyone unwind from the holiday stress.
Talifa, Utah, it's your cousin Big Buddha, and we are combing the streets looking for the most beautiful people of Utah. Just kidding. We're handing out goodwill in the form of gas cards. Woo!
.com. Big Buddha also in the giving mood today. He's out giving away some free gas cards. Take a look.
Talifa, Utah, come on, it's your cousin Big Buddha. Come on in. We're spreading goodwill. Sir, you just jumped out. Today is your lucky day. We are talking to Utah's most beautiful people. What's your name and what city do you call home?
Parker. Conwood Heights.
Conwood Heights. Look, we're just out here just talking to people in Utah. What says Christmas to you? Is it caroling? Is it mistletoe? What's one thing you gotta do that says Christmas?
Honestly, I think just praising the Lord Jesus Christ. You gotta go to church. You gotta read your scriptures. Because of Him, we're here, and we can be forgiven of all our sins.
It's in the first part of Christmas.
Yes, sir.
Right? Don't forget that important part. Look, this is what we're doing. We're following your lead. We're following His lead by handing out some goodwill. If you wouldn't mind opening up that bad boy right there. We're going to hook you up with some Dino merch. That's him right there. And a $50 gas card. How about that?
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, do me a favor. How about sending a Christmas wish to everybody else watching at home?
Merry Christmas to my mom and my dad and Brady, Tate, and Lindsay.
What's the last name? The family last
Larson.
Name? Larson. Merry Christmas to the Larson family. All right. Come on, Dino. Let's go see if we can spread some good cheer over here. Oh, wait, this guy right here. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Right over here, sir. How you doing, sir? Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How do you say Merry Christmas in Spanish?
Feliz Navidad.
You know what? That's all we need. That's all we need. Look, here you go. Merry Christmas from Sinclair, from Dino and KSL-5. $50 gift card, a hat, and a T-shirt. How do you think about that?
I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Muchas
Thank you so
gracias.
much. Also, we've been saying hi to Utah's. High five. Give him a high five. Yeah. To Utah's most beautiful people. What is your secret to staying handsome?
Working out early.
Working out early?
Watching news.
What? Look at that. He said he watches the news. That's how he used to give me another one. Yes. Dino, we are spreading good cheer, my friend. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. We're going to send it back to you guys in the studio for more information and how to find out where we're going to be at next giving out this goodwill in the form of gas cards. Go to KSL5.com. Bye, guys.
Bye, V. That is a workout. Well, Apple from AAA.
Talifa, Utah here, because I'm down a little bit because we're in need of people. We want to give some goodwill. We're hanging out at the Sinclair gas station. It's $50 gas cards, but really, it's goodwill. That's what we're doing. I know. They're coming. I know, they're coming.
All right, we want to check back in with Big Buddha this afternoon. He's got more gas cards to give away. Let's take a look.
Talifa, Utah, what's going on? It is your cousin, Big Buddha. Now, look, we don't like to lie. We don't even like to propose. Sometimes the live stuff messes up and we have to redo it all over again. But the story is still a good story. So come on back. When we came up on here on this gas station, we came upon Heidi and her daughter. What's your name?
Sophia.
Sophia. And you know, what we're doing is we're spreading goodwill because Dino's got a lot of goodwill. So every Wednesday, we're getting people over the hump by giving out $50 gas cards. Now, Heidi, let me ask you this. What says Christmas to you and your family that if you didn't do that one thing, it wouldn't be Christmas?
Oh, it's family time in pajamas, snacks, being warm and cozy, hopefully with snow outside. Let's hope.
Did you subscribe to the pajamas?
Yes, yes, always matching family pajamas.
Okay, I gotta ask you, don't think about your mom being next to you. What's a tradition that's really, really tough for you?
I think my grandma makes us sing every Christmas morning before we open presents. She makes us like walk down the stairs and sing a song, and then we get to open presents, and it always is what we do.
But you do it because you love grandma.
Yes, we love my grandma.
Okay, what's one thing that you look forward to this holiday season, and what's a message that you can send, a message of hope for everybody that's watching?
I just think spending time with family, and like it just really, like when you spend time with family and you're like opening presents, eating and everything, you just always feel more grateful for them. And so just make sure you're spending time with family because that's the most important about the holidays.
Well, thank you. I know now, in full disclosure, we just ran into Heidi here, but she already has her ticket to heaven. She works for the Utah Food Bank, okay? But see how Dino is popular? Okay, open up the presents. Dino is hooking up these lovely ladies with some merch, hat, t-shirt, and a $50 gas card. Now, are you old enough to drive?
No, not yet.
Okay, but what would you like for Christmas?
For Christmas? Well, maybe money to save up for my car that I want to buy.
Well, you're $50 ahead. There you go. All right, we might say we're handing out gas cards to get you over the hump, but really, it's goodwill. That's all we're doing. It's Dino's goodwill. So we're going to send it back to you guys in the studio. For more information, go to KSL5.com. Bye, guys. Have a good one.
Ooh, bye, B. Well, still ahead, best friends.
One of the most recognizable faces in Utah law enforcement is retiring.
We hear about
charges.
He is the face of the Utah County Sheriff's Office, speaking publicly about the department's toughest and most high-profile cases. But after over 2 decades in that role, Sergeant Spencer Cannon is now retiring, and tonight he shares some parting thoughts with news specialist Andrew Adams. Andrew, you probably know him better than anyone.
I do know him pretty well. I've interacted with him a lot over the years, and I do appreciate his work and how he's worked with us. Yeah, he has been the face of that department for a long, long time. You could argue he's one of the most recognizable faces in all of Utah law enforcement. Sergeant Spencer Cannon has been the public information officer for the Utah County Sheriff's Office for over 20 years. He's been a deputy for 34 years. Just think about that. In that time, he's probably seen cell phones go from brick phones to iPhones and Androids. He's seen developments with body cameras and drones. He says he's also seen changes in society. He says the world seems angrier today than it used to be. Cannon says law enforcement going forward is going to have to get even better at working with the public and overcoming an us versus them mentality. He says he personally has been moved by the friendships he's developed with those he once arrested.
Who would think that somebody that I took to jail, I could ever develop a relationship or a friendship with in that kind of way?
Cannon says he's thoroughly enjoyed every minute on the job, which has entailed some very difficult days and often with dealing with people on their very worst days. He's still figuring out his plans in retirement. Says he has some vacations set, some family time, of course. He's contemplating a mission with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He says he wouldn't rule out working again, but would take the right set of circumstances. Back to you guys.
Well, Andrew, we will definitely miss him. He has done so much for public safety. Thank you. The Environmental Protection next.
The longtime face of the Utah County Sheriff's Office is retiring. What he'll miss most about the job.
All right, so he's not a chief or a sheriff, but he might be one of the most recognizable faces in Utah law enforcement. Sergeant Spencer Cannon speaks for the Utah County Sheriff's Office on cases that make the news. And tonight, well, he's making the news himself. Cannon is retiring, and he spoke with Andrew Adams about the lessons learned from a long career. Andrew?
Well, Mike, his career has spanned over 3 decades. 2 of those are spent largely in front of a camera, taking questions from us. Now, some of those days were extremely difficult, extremely tragic circumstances, but others, some of the ones he'll remember most, might surprise you.
Whether out on a rescue op
At the base of the first big falls here,
or responding to the scene of a tragic accident,
it's a tough situation for a lot of people to deal with.
he's been the face of the Utah County Sheriff's Office through all of the department's most high-profile cases.
There's very tedious work going through dirt and material a handful at a time.
Sergeant Spencer Cannon has done this job for over 20 years.
I could have retired in September of 2010.
But now, he says it's time for a change.
It's just time to move on to the next phase of life.
Cannon has seen his share of changes throughout his 34-year career, from technology,
Body cameras, dash cams,
to the public at large.
The world, in some ways, seems to be a little bit angrier than what it used to be.
And as he headed into retirement, Cannon shared his parting thoughts, including the biggest challenges facing law enforcement.
Trying to overcome what is maybe an us versus them attitude.
And also, what he'll miss most.
Even working with the people that weren't so happy to see me.
He says he's even developed friendships with those he's taken to jail.
We're not supposed to associate with felons, and I just say, you know what? These are human beings that need a hand up, and they're now my friends.
Cannon says not every interaction with people is a good one.
It's been a long time since I've had to, get in a wrestling match with somebody, but it's happened.
But those interactions have been a good thing in his life in public service.
Whether someone's lost a loved one or someone's going to jail or whatever it might be, I have thoroughly enjoyed every day I've had the opportunity to work.
Well, Cannon says he's definitely looking forward to a retirement. He's already planning some family trips, possibly a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He says he's probably done working, but he wouldn't rule out the right opportunity. So you're saying there's a chance we might get him out talking to us once again someday. Who knows?
And you know firsthand, Andrew, he's worked with the media beautifully. He's always been a real big help, especially to you.
Very class act, really a good example to all people who serve his role around the state. He's done a great job.
Yeah, he'll be missed. All right, wish him the best of luck. Thank you, Andrew. Utah County Sheriff's Office Chief Deputy.